Next and the final speaker is Sharon. She is the spokesperson of the Global Movement for the Culture of Peace, and her organization is a coalition of NGOs who promote the culture of peace, the implementation of the program of action. So, Sharon, the final words are your responsibility.
Okay, a few final words. The first one I want to say is, wow. Whew. What a day. Right, it may be my final word, too. I'm looking out at all of you in this room, and what a long day we've had. We're working hard, and what a wonderful panel. So I'm saying wow on many levels. I'm here serving simply as the spokesperson for the global movement for the culture of peace, with a focus on the UN Declaration for the Culture of Peace and the Program of Action. We all sleep with this underneath our pillow. We listen to these great stories that are told day in and day out that's going on around the world, and then we look at this little blue book and we say, where is this program of action being fleshed out by all these wonderful men and women of goodwill from around the planet? I'd like to begin with a note of recognition, actually, and an appreciation for the pioneering efforts of Ambassador Chowdhury in partnering with civil society. We're grateful. We're grateful to have you as a partner, Ambassador Chowdhury. We love you. I'd also like to send out heartfelt thanks to the outgoing President of the General Assembly, who has kept an open-door policy in partnering with civil society, encouraging civil society to develop and unite our voices in cooperation, one voice that is shared and brought forth for the good of the whole. And it is from this appreciation and recognition of both the President's efforts and the Ambassador's efforts that the way forward toward the culture of peace becomes clearer. The way forward is in partnering and in cooperating. Civil society as a group stands within a richness and depth of many varied endeavors. The way forward is in partnering and in cooperating, and in so doing, it gestates a new level of awareness. We become aware of how we are connected. In the Declaration on the Culture of Peace, on the very first page, it recalls the Constitution of UNESCO, actually, which states that since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. We've heard it today. This always reminds me of how Albert Einstein is often quoted as saying, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. And of how Bob Marley sings in his redemption song, none but ourselves can free our minds. And in the program of action on page 9, it states that partnerships between and among us are to be encouraged and strengthened for a global movement for the culture of peace. It's all in this book. Our way forward as a global movement for the culture of peace is in partnering and in cooperating, and in gestating a new level of consciousness that through holding thoughts of each other close to our hearts and in support and in strength for each other and for the whole, wherein each is for all and all is for each. We can together right now use our creative imaginations to visualize all the men and women in the world, working on various endeavors that, known or unknown, become united in spiritual approach through intentions for goodwill. Our one united voice that the President has asked us to strengthen and to bring forth may rise out of our intention for goodwill or of our love in action. As we practice the one voice of goodwill in our homes, in our groups, our neighborhoods, our organizations, workplace, schools, communities, towns, and villages, we can then begin to expect this goodwill to emerge from our leaders as well. Goodwill is contagious, and in our mind's eye, let us see it spreading throughout our planet as a global movement for the culture of peace. Let's use our one voice in calling out around the world for all the men and women of goodwill to join us right now in this room. We can invite them to be part of our high-level forum. We don't know everyone's name, but we call them. We call them because we can. And using our creative imaginations, we can visualize them coming. They come from the past, the present, and the future. They come because we call them. They come from every country. Men and women of goodwill from all 193 countries from around the world are here. Some of us are raising their flags. We're all meeting together here in the United Nations, and we call in all the Secretary Generals and the ambassadors, past, present, and future, to join us. More flags. Let us together partner, cooperate, and gestate the needed new levels of consciousness that promotes the culture of peace and the program of action. Yes, you're looking beautiful. Let us become aware of all of us together around the world, people of goodwill, standing together within this space that we've created. Let us realize we're together here on a land that belongs to no one nation, but to all nations. Let us gather in a spirit of cooperation, unanimous in our group appeal, united in one voice. Standing together in this way, we become love and action. Look at this. Let us have the group endeavor of balancing all of our relationships with each other, with our environment, with nature, and with all that within which we live and move and have our being. Between us and among us, there is a collective power that emerges from our willingness to focus with fixed intent upon world goodwill. We are just beginning to tap into that power, to be aware that we can create together a global movement for the culture of peace. And in using our creative imaginations, let us be grateful for all those great spiritual and cosmic lives that look over and guide our planetary evolution. Perhaps as part of a cosmic movement for the creation of the culture of peace, we might hear them whispering a chant to encourage us onward, to press forward. And it might go like this. There ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people won't stop. There ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people won't stop. There ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people won't stop. There ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people won't stop. Let us know today that we, the people, are equal to the task at hand, that we see the way forward, and with one hand on our heart, we know we are connected to each other, and with the other hand, we reach out with a love to all and for all, and it is an action. Thank you.